brand new model for this year from Placebo is the Reloaded. And the Reloaded is our idea for a fun, easy riding board for a wide variety of surfers. We offer it in two sizes, the 6'2" and the 6'4". 6'2" is 22 inches wide, 3 inches thick, about 45.5 liters. I could have a lot of fun on this board. And the 6'4" is 22.5, just over 3 inches thick, 49 liters of volume. And I could have even more fun on this board. This board here is almost like a longboard replacement. So there's a lot of surfers out there who have been riding like soft tops or long boards or mid-length boards, 7-footers, 7'6", on up to classic longboards. And they're not satisfied. Say you're bored of longboarding and you want to ride like, work your way down towards more of a normal board, something in the 6 foot range or something. But you don't want to jump on some pointy nose shortboard or even a hybrid. So we came out with this thing, the Reloaded, and it's basically to reload your passion for surfing a smaller board. It's got a nice curvy outline of a fun board or a long board up front. It's got a nice low, thinned out entry, grab rails for duck diving, a high volume board. It's harder to duck dive, so the grab rails allow you to still do it. And then we've got a really fun performance tail, which is basically the tail right off of our V3 rocket. It's a double bump rocket tail. So the back half of the board can be turned and maneuvered like a performance hybrid, and the front half of the board paddles and glides and catches waves like a modern longboard or funboard outline, but it's only 6'2" and 6'4", so it's very similar to a shortboard in length. Easy transition, so you can come down from a 9-foot board or a 7'6" or even a 7'0" fun board and ride this thing and get reloaded into the zone of a shortboard. Another thing is, it's for a guy who might have quit surfing for a few years. Maybe you got married, had kids, you have a real job, you don't surf for 6 months or 2 years or even 5 years, and you want to get back into it. You don't want to ride a longboard. You don't want to ride a 7'6" fun board or whatever they're called. You want to ride a shortboard. Well, this is still in the category of a shortboard. One of the things about this board is when you pick it up and feel it, it might say 3 inches thick, but the rails aren't. The rails have a nice tapered blend. So even though it's 22 inches wide and 3 inches thick, the rails feel like maybe 2.5 or 2 5/8, which allows you to actually turn it and sink the rail and surf relatively, in the water rather than just skating on top of the water. Combine that with the rocket tail, the double bump rocket tail, and it really is surprisingly easy to rip on. Like, you can throw it around, you can hit the lip, do roundhouses, cutbacks, and have a lot of fun. It's not just point it and go. You can actually surf the board. When the Reloaded design combined with the FlexLite Hyper construction, it's a really good stepping stone. So you can buy this board, get back into surfing, ride it for 6 months or a year or 2 years, and with this construction, it's going to last. So you can turn around and sell it to the next guy who's trying to reload his surfing, and you can move on to something smaller, lower volume, and even more performance. So that's the beautiful thing about FlexLite and the Placebo brand, is they maintain their value for a lot longer than most other constructions.